start with one of our favorites here on stream, because we are doing sort of fan favorites today, and that's going to be A Call for an Uprising. Recently, his channel, A Call for an Uprising, one of his many channels titled Call for an Uprising, apparently got another strike. I don't even think I had anything to do with this one. So he posted a quick video where he's gonna complain about it, and then we'll take a look at where he's posting on another one of his ban evasion channels. So first, let's light our spirits with a little bit of Call bitching about the fact that he just can't seem to follow YouTube terms of service.
This is A Call for an Uprising. Welcome to today's sort of show. If you're hearing this video, it means I've gotten a second strike on this channel, or a first strike, because at the time of uploading this, I do have one strike. 2 strikes would mean I can't upload for 14 days. 1 strike, 7. So either way, if you're hearing this, it means I can't upload. You might say, well, how did you upload this? Well, for most of you who know, what I do is I make a video like this and I upload it and I put it as unlisted in the event that I do get a strike and can't.
If you get strikes so often that you need to have a procedure in place to inform people of where you're ban evading because you get that many strikes, maybe it's a sign that you need to change the content of your videos, and further, maybe change your behavior a little bit, Call. Have you considered? Are we playing bingo today? No, just because we're doing things other than... We're doing some conspiracy stuff, but we're not only doing conspiracy stuff, so I don't think we're doing bingo.
Upload to tell people where I am. That way I can put the unlisted video live. So that's how I do it, not making it up. I want everyone to know The Fire Rises is where I am uploading right now. Please.
It's interesting to me that he is apparently concerned enough about his ban evasion that he is starting to name the ban evasion channels differently. This is the first one that hasn't been either a Call for an Uprising or a play on that, like a Call for Glitter Kittens that he later planned on turning into a Call for an Uprising. He actively changed the name here. The logo's the exact same, the font is the exact same, but he did change the name. It's interesting.
Please make sure you subscribe. The link is below. I have no idea what I got a strike for, but I can't imagine.
I'm gonna guess medical misinformation, like most of your recent strikes have been, because you continually infer and outright state untrue things about COVID, about vaccination, about all sorts of things that you have no knowledge about because you are not a doctor. You are a crazy conspiracy theorist that spends all of his time online and moderating his forum full of outright anti-Semitism. Just a guess, though. Just like throwing darts in the dark.
I bet it was something not controversial at all. So anyway, please make sure you...
You're not controversial, Call. You're just wrong. Controversial implies that there's some sort of controversy, that there's a both sides to the argument. There isn't. You're just spreading outright falsehood.
You subscribe to my other channel now. If you haven't, if you want to hear my daily videos, they will be over there. And again, I won't be able to upload here for a week or 2 weeks, so you'll miss out on a lot of good content. So all you got to do is click the link below, click the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you'll be hooked up and able to find my videos. So
Thrash Mio says maybe we should start making a bunch of channels using his logo and font. Just posting TOS safe, but like furry, like what's one step below furry porn? Furry erotica, something that would be okay for YouTube. It's suggestive furry art in a slideshow, but it's TOS safe. Just a lot of hunky wolf dudes with their shirts off.
Thanks for doing that. Hope you're all well, and this is me from the past talking to you in the future. The world might be over by the time you hear this message, but if it's not, see you on the Fire Rises channel.
So, once again, channel banned. Or at least he got a strike. One more strike on that channel and he's gonna get a ban. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and take a look at what he's doing on his ban evasion channel.
This is A Call for an Uprising. Welcome to today's show.
It's interesting when he decides to use his animated opening and when he doesn't. Don't know why.
I have to cover this TV show or this streaming series on Netflix called Archive 81. Then you might say, Archive 81, what does that sound? Oh, does only see this day in and...
I don't really give a shit about some Netflix show that I'm never gonna watch. What about this one?
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. A video on a channel called What If. They play a lot of videos. They have a lot of subscribers, of course, and it looks like this is promoted by Paramount, so it's not a surprise. They uploaded a video.
Ah, yes. It's weird that you say that as if Paramount is like... Is Paramount even the top two? I'm pretty sure right now it's like Disney, Warner Brothers, Universal, and then maybe Paramount? Because Universal does the Fast and Furious movies, which are pretty popular. Universal does those, I think. I don't know what properties Paramount owns. I know they distributed some of the Marvel movies early on before Disney bought them. They did the Hulk and the first Iron Man, but like Paramount is not, out of the big studios that still exist, is not one of the biggest ones. People don't generally see, oh my god, it's a Paramount movie, and give a shit.
Video that everyone has got to see. This is about exactly what's going on.
They do have Star Trek, I guess.
Exactly everything that I've been covering, everything that you know.
They haven't put out a Star Trek movie in quite a while, though, and I don't think anyone inherently associates Paramount with Star Trek. I mean, fans do because they know about it, but, like, average person off the street doesn't really give a shit about the Star Trek movies, the new ones or the old ones.
That's going on as far...
I do. I own all of them.
As nanobots, living forever, transhumanism, because they're going to continue to push this onto people to want this, to accept this, to think that this is great and wonderful. And of course,
Call, if in some weird sci-fi future, you and I were both alive, and you don't want nanobots or immortality, and they were available, that's fine. I don't care. You have a right to not do those things. I don't give a shit. But if there was some medical technology that was, like, life-saving or quality of life increasing that involved tiny robots, yeah, sure. Put them in me.
of course, one of the things that's going to trigger people into wanting this type of technology is that it's going to prevent and stop diseases, right? And what's going on in today's world? Everybody's worn down by this mindset of diseases. Well, how do you think they're going to convince people to have this technology? Oh, everything's going to go away. You won't have to worry about 1/9, or you don't have to worry about this. You don't have to worry about...
Call, what do you even think the issue is with COVID anymore? I've had my 2 shots and a booster. I'm fine. I've continued to live my life. Tomorrow, I'm going with Jake and other friends, my D&D group, and Baja, and we're gonna go see Spider-Man in a theater. Call. People are moving on with their lives. Don't get me wrong. It's great to take precautions. I'm going to take precautions. But people are kind of already moving on. Like, stuff hasn't been locked down in quite a while in most places. Businesses are open. What are you even talking about at this point?
About that, because your body's going to have these nans in them, and they're going to fight off disease, and you're going to live forever, right? No, I don't really want to live forever. I want to...
Then don't! No one's gonna... I don't believe that humans are ever gonna achieve any sort of, like, immortality, whether it's real or some sort of Black Mirror digital San Junipero thing. I think it would be cool if we did, but I don't think we will. But Call, I'd imagine that would be opt-in, just like life is now. No one can force you to live, Call, though I hope you do.
Live forever in eternity.
You had 2 shots and a booster and you still got COVID. I know it's possible. You should still be cautious and take precautions.
King of Kings and with my fellow brothers and sisters, sure. But here, with these turds, no thank you. No thank you. It's hard enough living day to day, looking at the stupid nonsense that comes out of the mouths of 90% of our population, especially people who claim to be
Zeitgeist 75, thanks for 4 months.
Bunkers who debunk nothing and just run their mouths like tough guys behind a computer who would probably...
Call, you literally are also behind a computer.
...have their heads popped off of them if they ever ran into anybody in the streets.
Is that a threat? No, it's a promise. No, that's a violent threat, Call. I'm not looking to fight. I'm just not. I've never been in a fight in my life, physically. Don't intend to. So that would be what we consider assault and battery. How about you don't?
Because they're just big mouth dummies who don't have a clue, and that's what we live amongst and we deal with every single day, right? We deal with stupidity, stupid opinions, and people who are so narcissistic they think that they're actually debunking things that they're not debunking because they still haven't debunked a single thing when it comes to conspiracies. But
you would have to actually put forward a cohesive argument with evidence in order for someone to debunk it, Call. At this point, I'm basically just making fun of you, and so we can all kind of get together because we all deal with sort of like crazy nonsense all the time. Conspiracy thought has unfortunately become an epidemic in and of itself these days. So people like myself like to come together on streams and both become informed as to what these conspiracy theorists believe and also laugh at how silly they are. This is primarily an entertainment stream. I hope I can say things that are informative throughout it, but mostly we are looking at you and see you as a source of entertainment, like a clown at a circus. Just to be clear where we stand. Auntie Pretzel says pop meat kettle.
they're not conspiracies, they're actually facts. Take a look at this video clip, the insanity, and there are tons of things. Keep an eye out for the nanos. Keep an eye out for your brain. Keep an eye out for, this type of Facebook brain book, because you'll be able to see things now in your head without having phones and technology. All this stuff that I've talked about a million times over. And then, of course, how humans will turn into clones of one another, almost like the Matrix.
That's not what happens in the Matrix, unless that happens in the new Matrix movie. What? Why would you want to be clones of each other? That wouldn't even benefit anyone. That doesn't even make sense as an evil plan.
Interesting. Take a look.
Do you ever think that human evolution is a little slow? And had you evolve 1,000 years...
I hate these channels. Hey everyone, I'm on YouTube. You'll only listen to the video and click subscribe if I talk like this.
In one day. With all the changes in our living conditions since then.
Yeah, pop science shit. And like, some of it can be innocent, you know? When I was younger, I used to subscribe to pages on like Facebook when I was still on Facebook that were like, oh, hey, here's like an interesting science thing that's kind of cool or whatever. But, like, this sort of, holy shit, guys, speculative pop science that, like, basically misinforms people about the reality of where we're at in research and technology is shitty, and I hate it.
Humans have evolved 100 times faster than at any other time. Fast forward another 1,000 years of human evolution, and could it be possible?
Like, what is he even using to claim that humans are, quote, evolving faster? What do you mean evolving faster? Are you talking about biologically? Okay, relative to what? How are you benchmarking evolution? Are you talking technologically? Because that's a different thing, and that's incredibly misleading. 74 Quinn 74 with 17 months says, almost to a stream, baby. Keep up that great work. You look amazing today, too. Oh, thank you.
To live forever? Yeah, you would be living on an overcrowded planet with scarce resources. Our bodies might conserve more energy. You would wake up feeling better than you did the day before, because tiny nanobots inside your body would be enhancing your natural abilities.
Yeah, this is speculative sci-fi. This is not indicative of anything actually that we are anywhere close to doing. This is basically saying, like, one day we could teleport all around the planet, and then inserting a clip of, like, Star Trek, the original series, as your evidence. This is speculative sci-fi, Call. This is not real.
And they could monitor every aspect of your body's health. Could discover that compared to your unevolved friends...
Let's look at for 1 sec. 1 sec. Oh, yay. Cass is finally playing again. Good. One of our kitties who was sick. So, if we look at, like, pop science of the past, to see what they thought the future would look like, it's not really accurate generally. Wow, look at this diesel fortress. That didn't happen. You see photos from like the 1960s or earlier of like retro futuristic space travel that of course didn't end up happening. There's even earlier stuff like this. And this one's one of the closer ones I've actually seen to reality in 1900, although of course the aesthetic is wrong. It shows people on a video call, although I can't click on the link for some reason. But I know there's ones, like look at this. A giant airplane. Where is it on this page? Here we go. A giant airplane that's also a boat. I know that, like, boat planes are a thing, but not of this size. People speculating about the future are often wrong. Trends that we see on the short term do not necessarily continue, infinitely into the long term. Overthought says, where the fuck is my jetpack? I know, right? I'm trying to find a specific image that I find pretty funny. 1900. I know there was one where, here it is. This was an article from like the year 1900 where they're like, what's it gonna be like in the future? And this one involved people walking on water with balloons that are like attached to them, wearing like canoe shoes. There's a horse with its own balloon on there too. Like, pop science is less about accurately predicting the future and more making people who buy the publication, or in the modern sense, click on like the YouTube video, making them go, oh, wouldn't that be neat? So they either buy the magazine in the past, or click on the YouTube video, or subscribe to the channel. It's not about being accurate as much as it is about getting clicks, making people go, oh, that's neat, etc., etc. I'm not saying there's no truth to the idea that in the future they might use some sort of, like, tiny machines in your body. I don't know. But to say that this video is any sort of, like, benchmark as to where we actually are in the progress of medical technology just makes Call look really stupid. Daddy Sume, I'm not reading that one. H-Baird says, one day we'll all fly through space wearing miniskirts. Nick says, think of how bad the average driver is. Do you really want them in jetpacks or flying cars? Hey, there's a lot less traffic in the sky, okay? We're working on 3 dimensions.
You're suddenly thinking faster. Brain would benefit from advanced artificial intelligence that would be as fast, if not faster, than the human brain. You could do things that are impossible by today's standards. Maybe you could see frequencies. Your mind would have its own version of Facebook. Let's call it Brain Book. Could find that you suddenly have a new grasp of languages. These could be the standard global language in the future. That could mean that English has retained its position as a global language. This would be thanks to advanced translation enhancers in your brain. You could talk to anyone.
I don't necessarily think they'd be in your brain. Certainly Google Translate and similar translation apps have gotten way, way better. They're very cool now. But yeah, natural language translation, we're far off from that, and even further off from implanting things in your brain as a regular thing.
Anywhere without ever needing to learn the language. But eventually, you would discover that your life expectancy has extended. That would be thanks in some part to the nanobots monitoring your health, but your genes would be engineered to remove diseases like cystic fibrosis or Huntington's disease. But with all these changes occurring to humanity over the next 1,000 years, you'd find that we would all start to look and act the same. Like...
Why? Nothing you just said naturally leads to that conclusion. You just wanted a non sequitur to sound like a segue.
Clones of each other.
You gotta just laugh, right? This is the type of stuff they keep rolling out on...
Call, you're literally clicking on clickbait pop-sci dog shit channels and acting like it's mainstream science, you fucking idiot.
channels like that to people who will look at it and think it's wonderful. You can go through the comment section. Oh, this is really cool technology. Oh, we can live 150 years longer. Oh, we could live forever. Because that'll probably be how they roll this technology out.
Jamie Lynn says, in the astrophysics community lately, there's been articles about them finally creating a warp bubble for the first time. It was a big deal online, and it was basically by accident, sort of. Those are the funnest scientific discoveries. Like the guy that invented artificial sweetener accidentally, like, accidentally made it and then licked their hands or something. No, they didn't wash their hands, and then they ate a sandwich, and it was sweeter than they expected. The guy who invented LSD, I think, accidentally dosed himself.
It'll extend your life.
The Atheist Brony, thanks for 13 months at tier 2, says someone show him My Little Pony so we can hear him go on about talking unicorns that they are hiding from us. And Baja says, that's like saying all identical twins are the same person just because they have the same DNA and look similar. Like, no, they won't just be clones. Kingdom Reborn, thanks for 12 months. Happy anniversary.
100 years, right? Oh, okay, 100.
I've not seen Death to 2021. I know Charlie Brooker did it, and I do like Black Mirror.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then eventually, you know, they're eventually tell people they can live forever with this type of technology. But they can't just come out immediately and be like, you can live forever with this technology. Like everything else, they have to ease you in. Like the chip, right? Like I've said, it's a long transition. Phone.
Call, they wouldn't need to ease me in. If someone said, here's a way to live forever, I would do it. It wouldn't take convincing.
To watch, to wristband, to in you. That's how this whole thing works. But let's talk about some of the key points.
Which, let's be real, Call is also okay with. He just puts faith in religion, right? He's doing the same thing, but with Christianity.
There, right?
Astro Fox says, and let me be clear, I don't think this is ever going to happen with technology. I don't put faith in technology the same way he puts faith in Christianity. I'm just saying he's effectively projecting his religious belief onto people who understand and think technology is useful. Astro Fox says, my favorite accidental discovery is antibiotics. Dude discovered them because he didn't clean properly and his equipment got moldy. Yeah, that's a good one. Good old penicillin. I want to live forever. Why? Because death is not ideal. I'm not saying, guys, when I say live forever, I don't mean I want to live to be 20,000 years old. I would like to choose the time of my death. And being able to live forever would be a way to do that. Physical immortality, like that Alex Chu guy believes in, sounds great. What if I want to live 200, 300 years? Who wouldn't? A lot of people, apparently. I guess I'm in the minority. But whatever, that's your choice. I also don't think it's a material matter, considering I don't think anything of the sort is ever going to exist, and certainly not within our lifetimes. So that is a philosophical discussion for people around much longer after us, or never, if it never happens.
They talk about the wonderments of nanobots, which again gets you in trouble for talking about nanobots. I don't know how they could get nanobots in your body, but you know, you could figure that one out for yourself. They talk about unevolved friends, right? So the people who have this in them will be, their brains will be so far advanced. They'll be so much smarter than everyone else, right?
I don't think you have to worry about that, Call. That's already your status quo, so I don't think you'll notice any difference.
Really? They'll be so much smarter than them. I'm sure they'll really be able to critically think and everything else. But they'll be able to do useless stuff, apparently, like what they show there, doing math problems on a chalkboard. But will they be able to figure out how to...
Hot take from Call. Math is useless. The Atheist Brody says, to be honest, I get annoyed when I realize that I'll probably still be alive tomorrow. Eternal life would be hell. I'm very sorry. That sounds like you might be dealing with depression, and you should probably speak to a professional about that. I've been there. It's rough. Lisa Luella says, highly recommend the book The Post-Mortal. It discusses the concept of immortality and the consequences. Cool.
Stop a computer, like we're doing, all of us. But anyway, you're unevolved friends, so that's a way to say, like, if you're not somebody who evolves with this technology, you're going to be a stupid zombie. But in reality, they eventually tell you that the ones who take this technology are the ones who are going to be stupid zombies, because you saw at the end how they said everyone's going to be a clone of one another.
Again, Call, why are you taking this channel seriously?
Just like right out of The Matrix, right? The guy, Mr. Anderson. Huh?
Agent Smith was a computer program. He wasn't a person. Have you seen The Matrix? Because you're, like, talking about it, but it sounds like you haven't seen the movie? Enter92 says, the people constantly talking about it aren't the people who will ever get to use the tech. It will be the rich people exploiting everyone for money who, as a guy, tell him, hey, want to live forever? And they'll go, yeah. Like Unaltered Carbon, or Altered Carbon, the Netflix show.
Yeah, I kid you not, that's how unbelievable all this stuff is. But they also referenced
Neo was Mr. Anderson, and then he took the name Neo. Felix Night Owl says, the reason I smoke cigarettes and drink alcohol is so I won't live forever. Oh, God. I have no future in this business. My whole audience is going to self-destruct themselves.
things I thought were important to make mention of, like being able to do impossible things, right? Like you'll be able to do things that are impossible. You'll see things in infrared. You'll see energy waves and all this type of crap, right? This is part of the superhero programming you see go on. This is why they've rolled out movie after movie. Every single comic that ever came out in the 50s and 60s now is a movie. Ant-Man, all this stuff, right? I've never sat through them. You couldn't pay me to sit through them. I'd rather have my teeth pulled out. I'd rather ram my head through concrete. These movies are ridiculous, but the whole...
In fairness, I felt that way about Eternals, too, so I feel ya.
Purpose of them is the superhero mind.
Also, no, there are many, 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 many comics from the 30s through the 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever. Most of them have not been adapted. Cole is just not aware of them. Pixels Falling says, did I miss the ageless one? Who's the ageless one? Oh, the... Which guy? The Immortality Rings guy? No, we still have to do him. Dead Man says, actually, eternal life would be great until you experience the heat death of the universe. Meek says, today was a good day. Tesla stock price is hemorrhaging, all before earnings today. Lily Love Stuff says, Eternals was so bad, I was so happy when you started streaming, so I had an excuse to stop watching. It's so boring. I agree. I hated it. Call you when they make an ambush bug movie. Let me see what Tesla stock is at. Ooh, that did drop. Interesting. Did the earnings come out and they're bad, or is just typical pre-earnings movement of the stock? I don't know.
Mindset, having these capabilities.
What did GME close at? Still over 100. Drop, 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 drop. I'm so over these fucking GME holder people. They're obnoxious, and there's a large crossover of them to hardcore Trump supporters.
Right? That's what they're going to push with this technology. And they say you'll be able to do impossible things. Oh, you'll be able to see infrared. I'm sure there's some of these superheroes, right? They showed...
It's been dying for weeks now. Oh, I know. Yesterday it dipped under... I'm not going to talk about stocks too much, but like... It did dip in under 100 yesterday. Very briefly, but now they're trying to pump it back up. Yeah, the super stonk people are the most obnoxious people in the world, and I hate them, and I just want it to stop. They're basically conspiracy theorists at this point. Unconditional Prong says, is Eternals worse than Captain America 1990? I know you have that Captain America 1990 Blu-ray, Hannah. Look, just because I own that, as well as a DVD of the 1970s Captain America movie and Captain America Death Too Soon... Yes, Eternals is worse than Captain America 1990. I made Baja sit through the 1970s Captain America, and it was awful and boring. I haven't made her sit through the 1990 Captain America yet. Strumbling for Wi-Fi says, honestly, eternal life wouldn't be so bad if you forget large chunks of your life, like Jack Harkness, but more forgetful. Sure. The GME to Chud pipeline is real, it is. GME, it's the GameStop stock. If you remember, like, a year ago, there was that big, like, fad of people buying GameStop stock in order to fuck with companies that had bought a short position on the stock, which is effectively betting against the company, and you make money if it fails. So a lot of people did that. I did that too, because it was fun for like a week. I made money, I pulled out because I knew it was a pump and dump. And if you know something's a pump and dump and you get in early enough, you can, you know, be part of the pump and then dump. Not saying that's moral, I'm just saying if you know how to do it, you can do it. Not financial advice, don't do that. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. But the point I'm trying to make is, some people treated it like a cult, and they're still holding on to their GameStop stock as if it's actually worth over 100 a share. It is absolutely not. It's crazy. These people are nuts, and they're really obnoxious, and a lot of them are Trump supporters, and I don't like them. Cosmic Cat says, hey, Hannah and chat, hope everything's going well today. It's pretty good.
Iron Man in there. They showed Robert Downey. I'm assuming that's from Iron Man. Right? Being able to see things out of its eyes, right? Like, oh, I could be like...
I mean, that's not really what happens. In Iron Man, when the holographic stuff, that's a display he's seeing in the mask. It's just a way of depicting that for the camera so the audience can understand what's going on.
Iron Man. And then, of course, they talk about Brain Book. How Facebook, you won't need it anymore. You'll remember everybody. You'll know every language. It'll all be in your head. It'll all be because you have a computer in you, right? And remember what Elon Musk said. It wasn't about, because, you know, people are like, oh, you're going to get a chip put in your brain. Elon Musk said, no. It's actually something you could do directly with it via an injection. So think about that for a second.
Elon Musk is a scammer and a liar, in my opinion. Don't listen to Elon Musk about anything. He's an idiot and trying to scam the market. It's kind of what he does. Mitchell Drummer with 18 months says, Hannah, what do we name our sub-baby twins? Did we not name the first one? If we didn't name the first one, I'm going to name these babies Wanda and Pietro. No particular reason.
Can't say any more on it, of course, so you end up getting kicked off of the platform because you can't tell the truth, right? So the whole mindset to live longer, that these nanobots will be able to detect diseases inside your body, cure you from them, or prevent you from getting anything, right? Oh, just keep you healthy all the time, and you could just continue evolving. And then again, they constantly mention how those who don't have it will...
Is that 18 months what it takes to carry twins? No. No. Twins still come out in 9 months.
Not.
Sometimes a little earlier because, you know, they get a certain size, but no, they're same gestation period.
Be evolving. They'll be left in the...
That's the joke, Hannah. Okay, I'm just making sure. Just making sure.
Dust. They'll be dummies. You'll be smarter than they will be. I mean, these are all mind control tactics. They've been engineering people to want to accept this technology. That's the big thing. The technology is here. That's why I constantly try to cover social engineering.
You went to college? I mean, so did I, but now I'm doing this, so college is not necessarily an indicator of intelligence. I'm just saying. Don't go to college, kids. You'll end up doing what I do. That's a joke. I dropped out. So stay in college. Or if you don't want to, I guess don't. Do whatever you want. Except Twitch streaming. It's a nightmare hell I cannot awake from. That's a joke. I enjoy my job. I'm very lucky. Thank you, everyone. Felix Night Owl says, sorry, I have to defend Eternals. There was a lot of exposition. True, it's 90% exposition. But it's an intro to an entire new cosmic side of the MCU. And the Guardians of the Galaxy was an introduction to the space side of the MCU, and it wasn't dog shit. It wasn't all exposition. The Eternals are basically robots, memories wiped. They aren't going to have much character in the flashback. Sure, it's not perfect, nothing is, but it's a big team and a new corner of the MCU. Cut it some slack. No, it's a bad movie. I'm glad you liked it. Let me be clear, I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, I hated a movie, so you have to. If you enjoyed Eternals, that's fucking awesome. I'm glad someone did. It's just really boring, and I don't think most people will find it entertaining. And I'm a diehard Marvel fan. Most of you know that. I thought it sucked. The most fun I had in that was during the after-credit scenes. Maybe I'm a bit too used to dealing with idiots. True. You're still in college and do Twitch streaming. Yeah. Yeah. You have so many paths ahead of you. Choose the correct one, Rin. Doom-Man says, speaking of Maximovs, how do you feel about Marvel retconning Wanda and Pietro's parents as part of their effort to slowly erase the X-Men? I mean, they had to at the time because they didn't have the rights to Magneto. They might further retcon it in the future because now they own the X-Men again for the film stuff. I don't know. I don't care that much. I've never been into the X-Men though, so, you know, my opinions on it are going to be a lot softer than someone who's really big into X-Men. Like, Baja's dad loves the fucking X-Men, so he might have stronger opinions on it than I do, but I don't really care. The X-Men have always been my least favorite Marvel stuff. Okay, not least favorite. I don't care about the Inhumans or the Eternals either, but, like, I just don't care about the X-Men. Daddy Sume says, I went to horny college. My education was in Magic the Gathering, anime, and sex. Twinks and sissies love me. Ugh. It's so weird, but I became a daddy in college. Yikes. Lily Love Stuff says, there was a thread I saw on Twitter last night of guys who didn't understand no, you can change the way your hair is parted, and holy crap, I thought I was losing my mind. Stromboli says, the only thing having a PhD proves about you is that you have a PhD, the sex pest, Lawrence Krauss. Dude Man says, no, in the movies they did that in the comics. Oh, did they do that in the comics? I guess I didn't know. I don't read the X-Men stuff. I've read a little bit of the early, oh god, was it Chris Claremont? I gotta double check. I don't wanna say something that I didn't. Yeah, I read a little bit of the beginning of the Chris Claremont X-Men, and it was good. It's not badly written or anything. I enjoyed it. The art's nice. I just don't care about the X-Men. I don't know why. I don't know what it is specifically. I don't care. Anyway.
The celebrities, the influence through movies and things like that, because people don't realize that the more they see that, the more desensitized people get, and the more they can market this to them. Like, you could be like Iron Man. You don't need a phone. It could be in you. You could have powers and do things that you never thought you could do. Other human beings 100 years ago wished that they had this capability, right? And these idiots will line up and want it. As long as they're told that it's safe, right? They're told that they can do all these things and they can live longer. They'll want it. So they're
if it were actually tested and found to be safe, yeah. I also take Tylenol when I get a headache. Call. Is that a conspiracy? I go to the doctor if I break a bone. Is that a conspiracy?
Right now what they're doing is marketing this to people. And it's not even on a subconscious level. I mean, it is as far as the Marvel movies go. Or whatever those Marvel and... I don't know. What is Batman? DC Comics?
Yep, DC Comics, Detective Comics. Like ATM machines. Deadman XRPM X says, Hannah, can't tell you very much about X-Men, but boy, she'll tell you about Full Metal Alchemist because you know she hates anime. No, I will tell you about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
All this stuff, right? The comics, the nerd fest, that everybody's on board. They're making tons of money with these movies because so many people want to see it, and that's the scary part. That so many.
They're fun entertainment. They're not deep art, you know? I don't think any Marvel movie's gonna be showing up in the Criterion collection anytime soon. But they're fun. I like the Marvel movies because they're fun, popcorn, action-y, comedy, entertainment. That's it. And I also like stuff with, like, canon and interconnectivity between the characters and team-ups. It's why I like comics as well. So I like them as movies. That's about it.
Many people want to go see Spider-Man. Guy's shooting webs out of his hand, and these people go there like it's real life.
Only one Spider-Man shoots webs out of his wrists. The rest have web shooters that they developed. Get it right, Call, okay? He's the spider totem, okay? He was given inherently a vision how to build the web shooters because he's part of the web of life, okay? Get your Marvel canon correct, goddammit. Read Spider-Verse.
Nice.
Yeah, no one thinks Spider-Man is real life. They just enjoy fun fiction.
Shooting webs out of his hand, is he? All right.
Call, no one watches Spider-Man except for idiots and thinks, is this real life? People know the difference between fiction and fact, other than conspiracy theorists like yourself, who constantly use films as examples of what you think are evidence of real-life things. You literally do that. You just call it predictive programming. Mike Mack says, fun fact, Celestials created the mutants and the multiverse. Lily Love Stuff says, Call trash-talking Marvel like he doesn't think Demolition Man was a prophecy.
What does he do when somebody right hooks him? Oh, he's got immortal powers because he could shoot spider webs? I mean,
Spider-Man isn't immortal. He's super strong. He has quick reflexes. He's more durable than a normal person, but he's not immortal. That'd make a very boring character. Elminato says, Spider-Man is real. I met him in Vegas once. Brockagam says, Spider-Man isn't real, but New York is real, and Spider-Man lives in New York. And Brockagam says, lives, not loves. Dirtjer, thank you for 4 months, says, Massive X-Men 8-player arcade cabinet and the 90s cartoon are the best of the X-Men. Also, 5 months.
Last time I checked, you could walk through a spiderweb, right? Anyway.
Call, the entire point of his spider webs is that they have the proportional tensile strength of a spider. So, like, a spider web is, you know, really, really tiny and thin. But Peter Parker's webs, whether we're talking Tobey Maguire's natural spider webs or every other version's spider webs that they make, are much thicker. So they have proportional strength of a spider web, which is to say they're, like, stronger than steel, but they're malleable webbing. Why do you talk about fictional things that you don't even know about? You just sound stupid. And I guarantee Call's reaction would be like, oh, you know about a kid's thing. Yeah, I was really into Spider-Man as a kid. Why are you talking about it at all if you don't even know about it? You just sound stupid.
It's all
hats off. Okie dokie, will do.
So ridiculous. I'm sure there's tons of predictive programming in that. But anyway, this type of technology that we know is here, right?
The predictive programming in Spider-Man is that you need to get me pictures of Spider-Man!
We already know they're experimenting with nanoparticles. How do we know? Well, we know, right? Let's leave it at that. We'll talk about that on the website. But we know that they're already experimenting with it. And eventually, when they get people comfortable enough to take it willingly... Well, wait a minute. Are they already doing that? Oh, wait. Sorry. Excuse me. Well, when they get people comfortable enough to roll out more and more things, which is what they're doing because they're desensitizing them so that they are accepting of these things, they will sell this thing on all of the things that I just mentioned. Be forever young, live forever, whoever wants to do that, right? And then the negatives, people will mention that they will live like clones, aka zombies. They'll all be
Clones are not zombies. What?
Like thinking the same, acting the same, looking the same, right? They tell you that, but people wouldn't care.
Again, he's using his evidence for this is a dog shit pop sci channel. Big brain on that Call guy, huh?
About that, because they could live longer and they could have superhero powers. Scary, right? This is the type of crap that they're pushing and promoting on YouTube and other platforms to get people ready for it. And they'll be ready and they'll want it because they've been programmed to accept it. And people like us have to wake people up and try to stop it from happening. Or not, I guess we won't be able to stop it from happening because it's biblical, but help others wake up to it and help their souls, guide their souls to Christ so they understand.
Yeah, why are you even mad, Call? Doesn't the Bible, or at least your interpretation of the Bible, say this all has to happen for the end times and for Jesus to come? So you're welcome, Call. Jesus literally couldn't do his job without degenerates like me. You're welcome. I'll await your thank you card. Vinny Sathoff, thanks for 5 months, says Mike Mack says, remember when Spider-Man talked to God? Good times.
This because it's a lot to take in what's going on right now. It's a lot, but you got to be strong-willed. You can't let yourself get weak and worn down over this stuff. I know how it can be. I've gotten worn down and I get worn down many times, as you know. I feel pretty good right now and I want to continue every single day that I can to push this information onto people, or not push it, share this information onto people, but push my content out on
Freudian slip
YouTube so that more and more people can find it. People ask, why don't you go to Rumble? Why don't you go? For the millionth time, I don't know if those people ever listen to my videos in full, but...
Call, you don't seem to ever pick up new people. Every time you move your channels, you just get diminishing returns on the subscribers you already had. So you're already not getting new followers in any substantial number. What's the point? If you do get new subscribers at this point, most of them are probably people from my community making fun of you or find you entertaining for reasons that you do not intend. Daddy Sume says, remember when Spider-Man sold his marriage for a few years with an octogenarian? We don't talk about one more day. We don't talk about one more day in this chat, okay? As far as I'm concerned, I made a deal with Mephisto to wipe my memory of one more day.
the people who are on Rumble and BitChute are all awake already. They're all people who have left here. So how are you going to reach new people? Right? Maybe you could share a video from BitChute to somebody, but I'm trying to reach and grab new people who might find my channel somehow on YouTube and say, whoa, oh, and slowly wake them up by showing them signs, symbols, everything I possibly can. And besides, those platforms will be censored in due time. And that's why I have my website at callforanuprising.com, which I
His website's dog shit. I've seen it. Daddy Sume says, one more Rickroll.
highly recommend everybody check out. I've uploaded the video that got deleted over there about the Verizon DNA. I've uploaded the day before I uploaded, the video on the Texas hostage thing. I uploaded a video as well on shedding. These are all things that people need to see in the last couple days. And again, it's not about me over there. It's not about my content and being able to access that. It's about the forum and interacting with other people without being censored. So check it out if you haven't. I want to thank the patrons. I thank all of you for being here. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I hope you're all doing well. God bless you and your families.
Call's doing great.
This is...
Clearly. D-Zug, thanks for gifting a sub. Morak says, remember when Wanda made the world perfect and everyone happy and all the heroes hated it because it wasn't real even though it actually was? Alright, so that's what Call's up to. Still delusional. Got another channel with another strike. So, yeah. Good luck, Call. Let's move on.